I'm back in the driftless area of Wisconsin in the dog days of summer, and this time I'm fishing for a few trout to make Trout Amandine, sometimes called Trout Amandine. This is a classic dish for a reason. It's quite simple to prepare and really provides a flavorful dish that you can still taste the delicate flavor of the trout in. While I happen to prefer releasing most of my fish, this is a recipe that justifies keeping a few to enjoy. It's 90 degrees outside, but the water is only about 60 degrees, slightly higher than the ground where it originates. The trout are still actively feeding, but they are wary, and stealth is in order to fool anything into taking a fly. For me, that means my 3-weight fly rod, which helps present the fly delicately, but will only allow shorter casts without much power to punch through any wind. Additionally, I like to use 6X tippet, which allows very natural movement through the water, but is fairly weak at approximately 3.5 pounds of breaking force, and even less than that without perfect knots or some abrasion in the line. It's finesse fishing, as it often is on these tiny spring creeks. After being lucky enough to fly fish in Wisconsin, Michigan, Iowa, Missouri, Georgia, Tennessee, Colorado, Oregon, Washington, Alaska, and Canada, I can honestly say that the tiny spring creeks of the driftless area are the toughest but most rewarding to fish, with beauty to rival the sights of the West. I love it all, but I'm happy to be closest to these streams. And there are enough streams for a lifetime of new fishing areas, more often than not, without another soul on the entire stream. There are over 13,000 miles of trout streams in Wisconsin. For perspective, Colorado, one of the fly fishing meccas, has 9,000 miles of trout streams. Not only that, but productivity per mile of driftless area streams can rival some of the best western streams, even with orders of magnitude less water flow and stream width. Intimately knowing the stream is always helpful, but in streams like this, it often means knowing where one fish holding spots and baseball-sized rocks lie, and carefully casting the fly by feel while remaining hidden behind weeds without actually seeing where the fly or indicator is. The line usually gives away the fish, but sometimes a little sneaky one gets the fly before you even know it. This one was hardly hooked, but got the free ride of its life on my back cast. Even as one comes to know the layout of the creeks, they're still always changing, sometimes gradually over years, and other times with dramatic shifts over the course of just one large storm. Years ago, I had caught and released over 30 trout in one afternoon in this single king mattress-sized hole. Now, it's a single fish spot that you wouldn't recognize as the same point in the stream if not for the trees in the vicinity. That's a nice one. I hope this one stays on. Hope this one stays on. Yeah. That is a nice one. Nah. Time to head back to camp. I'm bringing some fish home though to make Trout Amandine. Start with a couple of fully gilled and gutted trout. There's absolutely no need to scale them when they're around this size or a little bit larger. You can use store-bought trout too, although flavors of wild trout are richer, sharing similarities to salmon. Salt and pepper the fish well, inside and out, and let sit momentarily. We want to get some asparagus cooking in a buttered skillet over medium heat. They will be the base beneath our fish. You could saute some greens if you prefer. Using a food processor, process a handful of almonds until you get the consistency somewhere between wet sand and flour. Create a breading mixture for the trout using a 2-to-1 mix of all-purpose flour to almond flour and season with salt and pepper. Dredge the fish in the breading to make an even, light coating. Now take off the asparagus and split between plates. Keep warm in a warm oven or warming drawer. Wipe out the pan and re-butter. Add both fish to the pan on medium-high heat and fry until both sides and the back are golden brown and crispy, about 8 minutes total, flipping as necessary to hit all sides. A good trick to know when the fish is cooked through is to cook until the dorsal fin can be easily pulled out. This means the meat is beginning to pull away from the bones. Each plate of asparagus gets a fish. Keep them warm. Wipe out the pan and add butter a final time so that we can fry the slivered almonds in butter. Stir frequently so that the nuts brown slightly but without burning. Then very thinly slice half a lemon and arrange 2 to 4 slices inside the cavity of the fish, as well as a small bunch of parsley. These will add aromatics and some flavor to the fish, as well as just look pretty. Then scoop almonds over the fish and squeeze a healthy drizzle of fresh lemon juice from the reserved half lemon. Salt again if desired and serve immediately. Trout Amandine is a good way to see what the true flavor of the fish is. It's not a lot of cover-ups. Yeah, we got some parsley and lemon and some almonds and butter, but really we're tasting the fish. Let's give it a try. Oh, so simple. Lemon's great. The almond, it doesn't carry through as much as I expected. Something a lot of people like that I don't have any experience with is the tail. Little fish potato chip. That's actually really good. Did not expect that to be that good. Fish these size, 12 inches or less, in my opinion, it's the best size. This might be the best way to enjoy trout. Truly. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe.